Hello all. I'm going to post a quick live little spontaneous living figuratively this morning because I'm wandering around the adorable town of Wausau, Wisconsin, and I stumbled upon this amazing little museum. It's the Lee Yawkey Woodson Museum of Art. So without further ado, I am going to take you inside. I'm going to flip around the camera so that you can see the art instead of me. And here we go. All right. Gorgeous museum, beautiful sculpture outside, and a beautiful Wausau, Wisconsin day. All right. So this museum, at first glance, when I came through, I was thinking to myself, what could possibly be in a museum of art in Wausau, Wisconsin? Well, it turns out there are a whole lot of bird and hunting art. And of course, because I love figurative art, I'm always looking for the figurative art, always looking for it. There's Audubon prints. I'm going to zoom in over here in the collection. This is a very rare Audubon painting in the collection. We've got this amazing snowy owl right here. A lot of hunting and bird kind of stuff. So, I actually took a nice look through and found some beautiful, beautiful gems. And I tried to make myself appreciate and fall in love with animal art, which I only do to a certain extent. This one is by Hugh McPeck, and I love the way that was done. It has a nice graphic composition to it. There's also some cool sculptures here, quite a bit of natural sculptures. We've got this gorgeous little bird watercolor by Frank Weston Benson. And here we go, some other ones. I'm gonna zoom around. And there is a docent tour going on over there, so I don't want to be interrupting them. Here's a beautiful wave painting, Robert Bateman, I'm sorry. And then this one has a really nice composition to it, Robert Bateman. I love this snowy owl one too. This one is actually in, what is it called? Ghost of the North. It's got just a nice dramatic, understated quality, like where he never pushes the gray too far to make it black, just stays hazy and gray. This is a gorgeous composition too. Chris Bacon is the artist. So let's go in over here. Here's another room. Birds. A lot of birds. It's kind of amazing that there's that many bird and sporting and hunting paintings. There's a whole section downstairs with hunting paintings too. Arthur B. Singer. Now, one of the things, here, I'm gonna skip over to one of the first cool discoveries that I made here. We've got this whole section focusing on the Wyeths. And the Wyeths are Andrew Wyeth, Jamie Wyeth, and N.C. Wyeth. It is a legacy of artists that father, son, grandfather. And N.C. Wyeth is the illustrator we all recognize paintings from. Andrew Wyeth is the one we recognize the Helga paintings from. That's sort of the most famous thing he's done, but he's got some beautiful works here. Not a human face to be found in the upstairs part of the museum. There's a caveat right there. And then Jamie Wyeth, who is super famous for that portrait of Andy Warhol, and he's awesome. I just love the way he's done these beautiful baskets here. And Jamie Wyeth, I believe, is still alive, which is wonderful. This one totally caught my eye. I love this one. This one is called Feeding Gulls. All right, so this Feeding Gulls, it's a pastel mixed media work. And one of the things I loved about it is he has achieved this color that is so elusive, to me at least. I don't know whether it's elusive to other people, but the dark light. So it's white seagulls, I mean, they're all white, but the dark parts of them that are in shadow have that beautiful color of non, that I call it. It's just a non-color. It's the antithesis of white, so that's a gorgeous piece. And then he's got some N.C. Wyeths here. Oh, wait, this is one more Jamie, which I love. And then here's the N.C. Wyeths, who is the one who is the illustrator. And it's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful natural works. This is a really, really very cool scene. I see this as a great example for how to do a scene without overdoing a scene, a landscape. You know, it's just lovely. Now, one of the things you might have noticed that every single art name that I have named so far is a man's name. Well, I, keep count when I go to museums. Here's another beauty, Ralph Grady. Gorgeous, gorgeous work. So I do try to keep count, and if I don't see any women's names, I'm always a little bit like, where do they put the women's, were there any women that painted birds? Well, lo and behold, we do have a couple. Karen Bondarchuk, who has these giant monolithic owl painting, or drawings here actually. And then this beautiful little tiny gem of a one. And then back to another giant monolithic one. So I'm very glad to see the name Karen used in a positive way here. Then we're skipping around. There's a lovely print. We've got Patricia Pepin, who is another artist and she has mastered the pink glow. Okay, so these ones are beautiful. The flamingos with the pink, and then the dark pink, and then the way that the dark shadow goes through the pink. It's really, she just has done a beautiful, amazingly beautiful job on it. So I was impressed and thought that was amazing. Now, let's come over to this one, which I think this one might just be the most amazing thing in the whole show. She has gotten this infrared glow on these baby or quasi-baby nesting chicks. What are they even? Hot pullets. So they were under a heat light. So she's able to manage the pink and the glow and the light in this, like they're bathed in this red light. That to me is incredibly masterful. It's so difficult to do. And she's got this glow, like where the painting just glows from within. You're like looking over your shoulder, is there a red light behind me? Because it really is just beautiful. And then we've got these beauties by Terry Miller. Like the way Terry has rendered this branch and the tree, and then these, birds on a rope or whatever, a clothesline probably. Really, really very, very beautiful. So it's a lovely museum full of bird stuff. Bird, and hunting stuff like that. Very cool. So I was about to leave, and then I asked the very friendly person at the desk, was there more? Is there like more upstairs and more downstairs? Lo and behold, there is a downstairs. So I went to the downstairs gallery, down these very beautifully designed stairs. I have a feeling this building was a little bit old, a little bit new, and they added things to it to make it more museum-like. I didn't read the history because I'm not a big reader in an art museum. And so down here, we have Hope for Tomorrow. Essentially, this is the Wausau East High School portfolio highlights. And these are students that are in the baccalaureate art program. So right here we have Shariah Lazaroff, who is a high school student graduating now, I guess, class of 2021. And she's got these beautiful, beautiful works here that she has painted. And there are figurative, which, is pretty awesome. So I thought, okay, well, is that it? Oh, no, there's more around the corner. She's got these ones, the Tijuana women. And just really nice high school work. Very figurative, heading in the figurative direction, which I love. So now I open up and come into here, and then there's this whole other gallery of, right now the show is the high school work. And this is where things get, kind of more out there and more current and more social messages. This artist right here, Karina Blaise, she's got these statements on social media and drowning in judgment, with commentary, like, what we all see, like these nasty things that people will say online from behind their computer screens, from, safe anonymity. And then she's got these magazine covers with major statements about them. She's got, very beautifully drawn human images. This one is Billie Eilish, who is a popular singer of today, for those of you who don't know who she is. One of the interesting things that she has, though, she's got this multifaceted thing where she is a sculptor also. So she's got these assemblages that are statements, social statements, the weight of all the technology that we have. And this one is social climbing, and she's created these little iconic figures and set them into these situations. This one is all about social distancing, where she's, made a very, very, very current statement. And so I am super, super impressed. This one right here, I'm going to guess it's something called Social Butterfly. All about social media and the things that kids these days, this next generation, where everybody loves to slam them, back in my day, all that blah, blah, blah. Kids these days are smarter and tougher and have things to deal with that we never, ever had to deal with. Some things are very, very much better. Some things are very much worse. And so, I think every generation has its gigantic problems and its gigantic triumphs. And I'm hoping that the triumph of this generation will be acceptance and love and stuff like that, because they seem to be good at that. And then we have photographer Annie Collins, who is not only a photographer, she also has some paintings, a classic Greek sculpture after my own heart, some gesture drawings, and then this big dramatic beauty, which, let me see what it's called, Portrait of Compliments. That's interesting. That's interesting. That, it really says something, culmination. This one is culmination. I'm going to pull back from it because it's gigantic. But for a high school student to be doing giant monolithic works like this with such confidence and passion, and like putting it out there, like it's colorful and it's dark. And so I really very much appreciate that. And I think that when you come to Wausau, here, I'm going to flip this back around to me. When you come to Wausau to see the biennial portrait competition, which you'll be seeing later tonight at Living Figuratively at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You might also want to come take a look at this museum up here, the Lee Yockey Woodson Art Museum. It's kind of up the hill, up the beautiful, it was a beautiful stroll. I was just basically going on a beautiful stroll and stumbled upon this museum, and I'm thrilled I did. So you should take a look at both of them. But tonight, stay tuned in just a couple hours when I'm going to be doing Living Figuratively from the Wausau Museum of Contemporary Art, which focuses on figurative art. So you will see a lot of figurative art then. All right, thank you. Come back in just a couple hours.